I want to make a custom panel to control my production, and I made a sketch to outline what I want. I have 3 different screens being fed content from different buses on my switcher. For each screen, I want 2 NDI feeds that shows different portion of the switcher multi-viewer, and that way I can see what's currently on each screen and what's coming next for each screen. I want buttons underneath it that control the program and preview buses of my switcher, so I can select what's currently on each screen and what's next. I also want buttons to be able to cut or transition between those 2 buses. So under that, I want 2 control sections to control the things that are either on air or what's next. So depending on what is on air, I want those control portions to change their user interface. So for example, if a pivot cam's on air, I want the controls for it so I can adjust the camera. If a video player is on there, I want to be able to see a list of clips and play and pause those clips. At the top, I want a bar with my logo. I want clocks that show the current time and the show time. I want some rundown controls, and I want a status to say if I'm recording or not. On the left, I want to have 2 drawers, one to control some devices like lights, and one to set up my rundown for the show. So now that we have a design, let's go over to DashBoard, and I'll show you the first steps I usually take whenever I'm creating a custom panel like this. All right, so I'm going to do File, New Custom Panel File, and I'm going to take the default template. I like to start by mocking up all the containers I'm going to need to create this panel. I do this so that I can see how the layout looks and how the panel reacts when I grow or shrink it. We're going to start by making the division between the top bar and the main content. I'm going to go into Panel Builder mode, and to do that, I'm going to use a border layout. I'm going to drag from the very top corner all the way down to the bottom corner. And I'm going to say I want the growth quadrant to be the center. Border layouts are great for making top bars or sidebars that remain a static height or width even when the panel grows or shrink. And we want our top bar to be about 100 pixels in height, so we're going to make that top bar now. So I'm going to drop in a basic canvas into my border layout near the top, and I'm going to say I want to anchor it at the top and say OK. Now we can go in and change a couple of properties. So I'm going to double click on the border layout itself. And I'm going to go to position and stretch, and I'm going to make sure that it's anchored in the center, which it is, and I want absolutely no space around it. So I want it to go all the way to the edges of my panel. So I'm going to make sure that all of these are set to 0. Apply changes. And then I'm going to go to that top one that we just drew. I'm going to go into the abs attribute, and I can specify the exact height that I want for this top bar. So I can say I want this to be exactly 100 pixels. And I can apply and close, and I now have a border layout that goes all the way in my edges with a top bar that's exactly 100 pixels. Another thing I like to do is I like to give my containers a bit of style, a background color. So I'm going to make this one completely black. And now I can see it inside my custom panel. Next, I'm going to add a canvas for the main part of the screen. So I'm just going to take a basic canvas and drag it out into my border layout, and I want it to be at the center. And it's automatically going to fill the rest of that border layout, and since I made it the growth quadrant, it's going to take up the entire space for the rest of the panel. I can double click on it and give it a style so that I can see it. I'm going to make this one this kind of selected muted color. And now I can see that I have my top bar and the main portion of my panel. The next thing I want to do is create the drawers on the side. So let's go back into Panel Builder mode. I'm going to go to Tab Splits and Drawers and pick Drawer. And I'm going to drag inside my main canvas here. And I want it to be going pretty much to the edges. Now it's asking me how to fill my drawers. I'm going to say both and hit OK. Then I'm going to double click on it, go to Position, Stretch, and Attribute, and change it so it's going all the way to the edge. So I want all of these to be 0 as well. Apply and close. And I now have drawers that go all the way to the edges of the entire canvas. In order to drop drawers into it, I just create basic canvases inside of it. And I drag about the size or the width of the drawer I want. So if I want the drawer to go about halfway, I'm going to drag about halfway and say OK, or just let go of the mouse. And this first drawer will be my control drawer, and I want it anchored to the left. And we're going to change the style later. So I now have a control drawer, and I can do it again. I'm just going to drag another canvas, about the size I want. And this is going to be my rundown. And I can adjust the size later if I want. And I'm going to put that one on the left as well. So I now have my 2 drawers for my panel. I need to make another blank canvas inside the drawers to say this is my main space inside the drawers. So let's make a basic canvas, drag it, and I'm going to say the anchor spot is in the center. And I don't need to give it a name because it doesn't have a drawer. But this is now my main canvas where I'm going to create my 3 screens. So next I want to create the area for the 3 screens, and I want those 3 areas to be the exact same size. So when I want multiple things of the same size, I always use a simple grid. So I'm going to drop a simple grid into this canvas here, again going to the edges. And I want 3 columns, so I'm going to specify it right now, and I want some space between each one of those screens. So I'm going to add 10 pixels of space between each screen. Now again, I'm going to come in and I'm going to double click this, and I actually want some spacing here. So I'm going to go to the position and stretch, and I want this to be anchored in the middle so that it grows, but I want 10 pixels on each side. So from the top I want 10 pixels, from the left I want 10 pixels, from the bottom I want 10 pixels, and from the right I want 10 pixels. And we're going to apply and close, and I now have 10 pixels of space all around my simple grid. Now inside that simple grid I want just 3 canvases, and each one is going to represent one of my screens. So I'm just going to click on basic canvas, and I'm just going to click inside of the simple grid, and it creates that canvas. It just kind of creates it, and it doesn't show, it just shows a little line, but I now know I have 1 canvas in there, and then I can click again to get a second one, and I can click again to get a third one. Now let's go change their colors just so that we can see them. So I'm going to double click on this first one, go to style, change the background color to this light divider color. Apply and close. Do the same thing with the other 2. Background color, light divider. Apply and close. Background color, style. Background color, light divider. Apply and close. So if we go out of panel builder mode with Control G, we can take a look at where we're at. We now have our 3 screens, we have our top bar, and we have our 2 drawers. And we can keep going with this, adding new containers. Here's one that I made that's kind of the final version of where I want it to go. At the top in the title bar, I used a table to put in my logo, timers, rundown, and record status. In this section here, I used another border layout to have the bus control and cut buttons and the program and preview NDIs. And then I have a simple grid down here that allows me to have the program control and preview control have the same size. Once I'm happy with the layout, I can kind of make the window smaller and kind of see how those elements resize as I resize the window and make sure they resize as I expect. So I'm now happy with these containers and this layout, and I can start adding my panel elements to it, which is something I'm going to show you in future videos.